back, everything is going to be all right. A great slogan for back to school. A lot of kids going back to school. What about the adult learners? That's why Yvonne Tabin joining us right now, director of SFU Now, nights or weekends. This is a big transition if you are working a full-time job, you have new responsibilities, you want to go back to school. What is the number one thing to consider if you are an adult and you want to close off that unfinished business?
Well, it depends what kind of program you're looking for. So to determine what your goals are, is this for career advancement or your personal interest, or are you thinking of a career transition and need to look for something to help you through that? In terms of timing, planning, organizing, getting yourself ready.
So how does the application process work? Because I remember when you were a student from high school, you're just transitioning, you're finishing your school, a couple months go by. How much time do you need, lead time? If someone's watching this thinking, yeah, I do want to take a course, what do you need in terms of advanced planning?
If you're looking for degree courses or degree completion, there needs, you need a fair amount of lead-up time, because universities process a lot of applications, universities and colleges. So you're looking at 4 months usually to, get your application in before the term starts. So you'll need to think about what kind of schooling you've had before. If you've been to college or university, you'll need those transcripts, and it may take some time, but that's a good thing because you may be able to transfer some courses over. And fill out the application form. Typically that's done online, so it's not a problem. And most institutions need that in by a certain date, and then you can send in your documentation afterwards.
And how do you manage expectations? Because I can only imagine the social anxiety that exists, because there's a different way of learning now. If I were to go back to school, I would be there with a notepad writing things down, but with iPads, laptops, it's changed. What advice do you give to adult learners of what to expect with one workload and balancing it all with new responsibilities?
Well, I think they need to think about how much they can fit into their already busy schedules. So at SFU Now, nights or weekends, we recommend that adults start with one course per term. That's enough if you're working full-time, and especially if you have other responsibilities, children maybe, or involved in elder care. One course is more than enough at once, and then you can see, can I manage more than that afterwards? You do need to think about how you can fit your studying and that kind of thing into your schedule. So I always say to students, think about how you can develop a support team as well. How can your partner help? What can your family and friends help you with? For example, with back to school now, maybe your children can start making their own lunches. How do you make best use of your time and become really efficient? And what do you need to let go as well, because you might not be able to do everything that you used to do.
And as we get everyone on board with that process, with the support network, it's also the idea, as a young student, you're thinking, I need that top grade if I want to go to grad school and I want to progress. What do you say to students that come in that want to finish their degree about managing time and managing expectations with the grades?
Well, I always say don't worry about that, and I always tell them that at the graduation ceremony at SFU or at any institution, there's no big screen above the stage saying this student got a C. It's okay. So I think you have to not set your expectations too high and understand that being good enough is excellent, especially when you have a lot of other things to do. And students will graduate with C's on their transcripts, and that's okay. You
get the degree in hand, and also to get that degree, there is a cost involved. Access to financial loans, student loans, how does that differ from being a student from back in the day to adult learners going back?
Well, at SFU, there are some funds that are available for adult students, so it's important to ask about what's available, to go in to the college or to the university and find out what you can take advantage of, because there are definitely some things for working students.
A lot of things to consider, and maybe you're just going to do just that. SFU's got a great program, a lot of great programs all across the province and, of course, the country. Details on the screen right there, sfu.ca/studies. Yvonne, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.